Welcome back, everyone. OpenLine, talking about transportation, talking about traffic, talking about all kinds of transportation issues in Middle Tennessee and in Nashville. We have with us Mary Beth Eicher, Transportation and Sustainability Manager here in Davidson County. Let's go back to the phones. Vaughn?
Yeah.
Vaughn?
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
We had the In Motion folks come to our homeowners group back in October, and as a run-up to that, I took the park and ride from up north of town, downtown to the Music City Central, over to the Gulch, and had lunch. I see it all there, and I think we need to look at some smart things that we're already talking about computerized solutions, and mostly just having people learn about park and ride. They can park their car, get on the bus. I saw young people going to work downtown on this bus I was on, and so I think we need to look at places like Houston. We brought that to the meeting. We got some stuff off the internet about Houston is doing some really exciting intermodal, new think outside the box stuff that's bearing some fruit. And I wonder if you know anything about that.
Okay, other cities, and he's asking about Houston.
Yeah,
what are they doing?
I'm not necessarily familiar with Houston in particular, but I did appreciate his comment on just the diversity of folks that are starting to try the transit product that we have available here in Nashville, and that's important because you know, the more people try it, it's not a negative experience that you have taking a Nashville MTA bus. They're really nice. They're cleaned. In the summer, they're well air conditioned. In the winter, they're well heated. You know, for the most part, they can get you to where you're going pretty efficiently. We do have currently a traditional hub and spoke system. So where he was talking about you got to come downtown to Music City Central and then maybe get your transfer. That hangs up people a lot. The in-motion process that he mentioned, where they, the planners are coming around to various neighborhood groups for input on the plan, you know, that's looking at maybe some suburban connections or some crosstown connections, you know, some different type of products that will get us away from that hub and spoke, because the hub and spoke a lot of times is what can cause your trip to be like an hour and a half.
And we have to get past that.
Yeah.
We have to grow beyond that.
Yeah, it's not competitive with the automobile necessarily. You know, when you live in East Nashville, you work at Vanderbilt, you know, from point A to B, it's not that many miles, but to take the transit product, you've got to, you know, come down and, you know, make your transfer to get wherever it is you're going, and it adds time. And for a lot of folks, you know, driving is still the preferred option because they feel like they can get where they're going faster.
All right, let's go to Joe. Hello, Joe.
Yes.
Go right ahead.
I was just, my question is they have a lot of star stations, you know, in Lebanon and one in Hermitage and Donaldson. Are they gonna to generate revenue to increase the star? Would they charge for parking in those areas? Because right now they're not generating any revenue, and people are parking there, even, you know, that just for unknown reasons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe in the future that might be on the table, but I think for right now the RTA is content to just, you know, maintain a healthy ridership for the service that's out there, and the Music City Star, from what I hear, is actually doing quite well on its ridership, and that might have to do with the fact that the I-40 corridor is heavily congested, and we have a lot of employers that are participating, and MTA has a program where you have the employer will pay your fare. So you just show your card. So, like, for example, several major employers in downtown, Vanderbilt, the state of Tennessee, Metro, and a handful of others are participating. And so the fare for that service is, you know, could probably be a little bit lower. Like if you just were to walk up and pay, I think it's around $5 now. But with employers participating in that service, it's got a really healthy ridership. And I know in last year's ice storm, or was it last year we had the really severe ice storm, or the year before that?
Yes, we did.
Everybody in the Music City Star got home to their destination safely. So
let's go to Lucy. Hello, Lucy.
Hey, y'all. Thanks
Hi.
for my call. Listen, I've got a comment about the Houston thing. I've seen a lot of that on television about what they're doing down there. and I've listened to some stuff on NPR. So if you haven't heard what they're doing down there, I think you really need to take a gander and see what they're doing. Houston has like 20 lanes of traffic across, and they still have a problem. They've been building interstates for years, and they don't even have the problem that we have being located where we're at, being Middle Tennessee, with all the geographical population of the United States practically coming through here. But I think you need to look at Houston. But my main thing is, I think they need to go to every entrance of where the interstates come into Davidson County and lower the speed limit to 55. And I mean, going out too until you get to the county line, because you can't keep cramming them in here like that. And when on the way out, I've seen people just going in and out of traffic because it says it's 70 miles an hour, and by golly, they're going to do it. You know, they don't care if everybody else is trying to groove through safely at 55 and pick up their speed.
So you think that's causing wrecks?
Their brakes up.
Right.
So I think it should be lowered at the Davidson County line to 55, so we can moderate all those people coming in just a mile or two from 3 miles from downtown and cramming in on the people that are starting to slow down and they're doing 70.
All right, let's talk about that. What are the speed limit issue?
Yeah, well, I know I-440 is a 55-mile-per-hour corridor, and that, you know, had to do, I think, some with the neighborhood and community character type issues, but coming into downtown, for example, from a suburban community like Murfreesboro, the lanes narrow. Like you lose a lane because, you know, the built environment, once you come into the downtown area, it's just very constrained. There's already existing development there, and so people are naturally slowing down anyway because they're having to merge when they lose a lane. It does create a bottleneck because, you know, there's just too many cars on the road. But you know, that's definitely something to consider. We do have an issue, I think, with speed on our arterials and collectors, our major collectors. You know, we have a lot of folks who are sort of complaining about, you know, safety in neighborhoods, you know, children, you know, no longer able to be, you know, anywhere near the street. And so there's definitely traffic calming things that we could be doing in order to preserve neighborhood character and help families feel safer.
Bottom line here, we are now at a point where we're going to have to start making some major decisions. We know that there are traffic problems. We know people are coming to this city. It's a great city. People are moving here. And we're now at a point where we're going to have to make some decisions. And in the next 8 years, those decisions, they'll have to be made. We're going to have to commit to spending some money on this stuff, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, there's a revenue shortfall across the board, no matter what mode of travel you're talking about, whether you're talking about a sidewalk, whether you would like to be able to bike to work in a dedicated lane versus a lane that's shared with a, you know, 40 miles per hour traffic, whether you would like to have a transit solution that gets you from the riverfront to Midtown, or a transit solution that gets you from Nashville to Clarksville, or even if you would like your roadway to function better with improved signaling or added capacity or potholes fixed, just maintaining what we have. I mean, we have, I think, in the region 26,000 lane miles of roads. That's enough to circle the equator.
Wow.
That we have to maintain at a huge cost. And maintenance, by the way, you know, over time saves the taxpayer money, keeps things safer, helps us move freight and keep goods moving, keep our economy humming. And so there's a deficit. I don't think for transportation at the state level. They're only able to sort of maintain what we have. They're not able to do anything bold going forward. The gas tax hasn't been raised, I think, since like 1989. There's definitely a lack of funding for transit here in Nashville, which is going to be one of the major solutions that we need to accommodate growth.
When we may, all right, we're going to take a break and then we'll come back, wrap everything up. But that's an important point. All right, we'll take a break. Be back right after this.